Just because someone at work is conveying that you do not have consent in a situation does not mean that you do not. But it's a tactic to make you doubt that you do. I'm Dr. Anna Kalshman. I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class on neurodivergence, and I coach people through career advancement and navigating toxic workplaces. In this scenario, I'm talking about when someone, usually a toxic boss, but maybe a colleague, tells you something like it's an order instead of asking, like explain yourself, do this extra task that's not part of your job, prove to me you're working hard. They are wording it this way to try to deprive you of what would actually defuse that situation, which is to say no, which is to set a boundary, which is to just stop and look at them like, are you sure you want to say that? Come again? That phrasing is intentional because for most people, they will just respond to an order. But instead of doing that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just pause. I want you to look at them and just say, that's interesting. I'll get back to you on that. And then go into your office, go into the bathroom, go into wherever, do what you need to do to let your nervous system have its feeling, and then you can regroup. And when you regroup, think, what do they want out of this? What's their agenda? How does it impact me and my team? And then don't give them what they want, but don't jeopardize you or your team. But assess, do they actually have authority? Is this something that would help me or my team? What might they be getting out of this? How could this hurt someone? And then you can start planning. They are telling you on purpose. If they were going to frame it as a question, which is what it really is, a question on if they can control you, if they can boss you around, if they can bully you. If they framed it as a question, they know it wouldn't work. And I know this because as a researcher, I have been trained on in qualitative interviewing when to ask a question and when to frame it as telling. And this is with very small things, like tell me more about that. Have ethical review boards so that it doesn't get predatory, or it shouldn't. It's also a sales tactic. Tell me when you're available. I'll call you out then. It's part of human psychology so that if you have fallen for it, you're not weak. There's nothing wrong with you. Just realize it's happening. Because this is how you have coworkers who start acting like the boss or bosses who are exploiting where they shouldn't be. And they will likely respect you more when you show you know how to push back. But this often isn't taught. This video is inspired because I just got out of the group coaching weekly call I do in my school community, which is linked to my bio, where one of the community members asked about how can I say no? I fear as a woman who is from an underrepresented racial group that I am never going to be able to say no. How do I say no? And we worked on some of these tactics. If you would like more personalized support where you're not with a group, the community is great. I also do one-on-one coaching. You can go to my website, drkalshma.com. It's linked in my bio. Take a quiz on what's going on with your work environment, and it'll direct you to exactly what I think you need, what the most cost-effective and a still effective way to approach unwritten rules are.